we've got you covered. From WSIL, this is News 3 at 4.
We're taking a live look over Carbondale. You can see those clouds moving in this afternoon.
We've enjoyed some spring-like weather this week. Great chance to get out, get some fresh air, enjoy some of the warm weather. I took a walk today to do just that. Good afternoon, I'm Brooke Slyer.
And I'm Mark Kiesling. We've had a couple of nice days, but that could change tomorrow. Emily Pike is here with our first check of weather.
Yeah, it was a really good day out there to take a walk. And you know what? It's still very pleasant out there, and we're going to continue to track these warm temperatures filling into our region. But as Mark also mentioned, we are starting to see those clouds come in as well. But it's still, again, still very mild out there. Going over the next few hours, we are going to see our temperatures primarily actually warming up. We're having a little dip as we go into the midnight hour there into those mid-50s. But as we go into the early morning hours, we'll at least be into those 60s. But by the time that we go into the evening hours, we'll also not just notice those temperatures increasing, but the winds as well, especially as we are looking at a wind advisory encompassing all of our counties in our viewing area. That'll start Wednesday at 9 in the morning. We're going to be looking at winds potentially gusting over 40 miles per hour ahead of our next system that you can see there. So when I come back, I'll be talking about the timing of when you could be seeing some rain chances heading your way in just a couple of hours.
President Biden rallied a crowd of thousands today in Warsaw, Poland. The president called on NATO allies and the world to stand with Ukraine in this almost year-long war with Russia.
And this comes just hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin falsely claimed the U.S. and the West began the war in Ukraine. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest from Washington.
Before a crowd of 30,000 in Poland and the world, President Joe Biden boldly calling for the U.S. and NATO allies to double down on supporting Ukraine.
1 year into this war, Putin no longer doubts the strength of our coalition, but he still doubts our conviction. He doubts our staying power.
Biden calling out Russian President Vladimir Putin by name, telling crowds that Putin's craven lust for land and power will fail. Hours earlier, Putin also making a big speech. His State of the Nation address took direct aim at the U.S. and the West without mentioning Biden's name. Putin falsely declared that the U.S. and Western allies started the war in Ukraine and that Russian troops are using force to stop it. Biden insisting Putin alone is responsible.
President Putin chose this war. Every day the war continues is his choice. He could end the war with a word. It's simple.
As Putin spoke, reports of at least 6 killed and more than a dozen injured in a Russian rocket attack in Kherson, Ukraine.
Kyiv stands strong. It stands tall. And most important, it stands free.
Biden hailing the resolve of Ukraine's capital city following his carefully coordinated war zone visit. A feat the president says is only possible because of Ukraine's determination and critical weapon support from the U.S. and NATO allies. Putin also announced Russia would temporarily pause involvement in the Obama-era New START nuclear arms treaty with the U.S. Russia's foreign ministry later explaining it intends to adhere to a responsible approach, saying Russia will continue strictly complying with quantitative restrictions on offensive weapons. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.